This is the Menards Chevy Show, where we tour the country to find the finest race cars and rides that are a part of the Bowtie breed. It's high performance on the drag strip and high style and shine at the car show. It's a Sooner showdown at Thunder Valley. Just over a quarter of a century ago, Oklahoma said hello to a brand new drag racing motorsports complex. It's the Thunder Valley Raceway Park, just south of Oklahoma City in the town of Noble, Oklahoma. And indeed, since its first days, it has hosted some amazing championship drag racing events, including National Hobart Association World Championship Series races. But today, Menards Chevy Show is here for an amazing array of Chevrolet products in car show trim. Let's start off today's show with a visit to one of our producer picks. At any Menards Chevy show, you'll find some absolutely incredible stuff. That's what we're here for, is to bring it to you. We've got Rudy and his magnificent 1957 Chevrolet, but it's going to be compared to Tandy Thomas, who owns an absolutely stunning example as well. Rudy, the very first thing is a top chop. How much is yours down?
It's down 2.5 inches. I did everything on this car. My friend helped me with the interior, but everything is out of our shop, just our little two-car garage shop. We cut the top in about 2.5 hours, but then making everything fit was another 1.5 or 2 months.
It's an amazing amount of work. So I have to ask, is it metal?
It is metal.
It is metal.
It's all metal.
So you literally did shave everything, not just the hood and trunk. You did the whole car.
Yes, sir. It's a 6.0 LS crate motor. It's got LS3 heads and intake on it. We dynoed it about 3 weeks ago. We put 443 to the ground, and it's a fun car to drive. It's a 6-speed manual. It is a very comfortable car to drive.
Lots of late model stuff in there too.
Yes, it's a lot of salvage yard special stuff that we just recovered and fixed. The thing I like about it, 32 Ford, 34 Ford was a suicide doors, and so I had to do that. Just had to do it.
Here in Thunder Valley, the Rock Auto Restored Award goes to a killer 1969 Camaro owned and built by Theron Cook. There are a variety of styles evident in this incredible yellow 69 Camaro. One of them is a canyon racer. Another one is a whole lot of drag racing horsepower. But most importantly, I believe, Theron, you built this thing as a cruiser.
It was. It's kind of, I've been in drag racing since 57.
What about the interior? Where'd the concept of that come from? Because honestly, it doesn't exude performance in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, that's just my son, because he's got a buddy that does upholstery, and I came up with that.
Now, everybody can look at this car and find something they like, but there's one little aspect of this car that I think is probably overlooked, and I think you know that. I'm just going to ask a straight question. Is there any metal on this car at all?
It's all metal.
It's all metal?
Yeah, especially the grill is aluminum billet.
Well, that's why I asked, because the bumpers are faired in like it was one-piece fiberglass.
That's what everybody thought. It's a damn fiberglass car.
Like I said, with all that stuff filled in, you can't tell anybody that you weren't going for that look.
No, because, like I said, there's no fiberglass on that car.
Not a stitch.
Maybe be some Bondo.
Let's go with the twin centrifugal superchargers on this car. That's not a slow piece. I mean, it's probably well over 1,200 horsepower engine.
No, it runs pretty good. It'll pull the wheels. So I really don't, it's too good of a car to abuse, really. I don't want to abuse it, because that's why I went to car shows. At least you don't have to spend $1,000 every week. So
it's a lot cheaper than drag racing from the perspective of breakage.
But I still like drag racing theme. I still like the sound and drag racing.
Congratulations to Theron Cook on winning the Rock Auto Restored Award here at Thunder Valley Raceway Park. That Camaro is truly a classic. There's more of the Menards Chevy Show to come, including a raucous red Chevelle that rolled out of the garage less than a month ago. Stay with us.
The Menards Chevy Show is being brought to you by CMAX, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system. Evapo-Rust, super safe rust remover. Steel Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Thunder Valley Raceway Park in Noble, Oklahoma, and the Menards Chevy Show. It's an amazing array of early model Chevrolets on display, including this beautiful white Impala. But if you like Impalas, then brace yourself. It's time for a producer's pick, and you're about to meet the beast. Where in the world did the idea come to make this Impala into this ride?
It was a partnership. I bought it in 1972 for $1,200. It was my first high school car. He had it in high school. He put it up, we got it out, and this is where we went with it.
Was it truly a daily driver back 45 years ago?
Daily driver.
Really?
I drove it to school.
Didn't race it or anything, because you were not the kind of guy that would ever do that.
Well, maybe.
Was he the impetus to turn it into this?
Yes. It was going to be a simple rebuild with a small new engine, and then here we go. It's his fault.
See, now he just leaves it dangling like that. So I have to ask, were you the guy who said, Dad, we can do better than this?
Yes. Every time we started somewhere, we just couldn't stop. It just kept stair-stepping into it.
See, now he's saying we, so he's dragging you into every bit of it.
Yeah, we were partners.
So you both went overboard is what you're
Yes,
saying.
we did.
These guys may not bring it right out into the open, but I guarantee that their favorite memory of this car is building it together, because there are few father and son efforts who can accomplish a finished product that looks like this. But as you can see, they had the blast of their lives putting it together. Sometimes a car can surprise you. Case in point, our Gunk Tough and Trusted Award-winning 63 Nova, owned by Stacy Duncan. It's not until you lift the hood on this amazingly stock-looking piece that you find out what this car is all about. Stacy, the car's amazing.
Thank you.
But whose idea was it to put that under the hood?
A gentleman named Dan Quayles from Tacoma, Washington actually built the car. My husband bought the car for me as a wedding present.
Wow.
So
I'm interested to know, since this is obviously a 400 horsepower motor stock, how it works in this short wheelbase car.
Well, since my husband's probably going to be watching, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but at about 115, it gets a little light
There you
and
go.
squirrely.
Start starting around at 120. Yeah, we know that story. The interior, I presume, is completely stock. Is that correct?
Yeah, he did it as close to stock as he possibly could.
I didn't notice anything outwardly, other than the wheels and tires, that wasn't stock except for under the hood and the battery box.
The gauges are actually just they're new, but they look stock. Yeah, he did a great job, restoring the car. He did a great job.
This was also done in the Northwest as far as paint is concerned?
Everything was done in Tacoma, Washington.
How long have you had it?
Got it in April.
Oh, so this is a new wedding or anniversary
We got
gift.
married May 20th. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We got married May 20th. We got it in April, so it's a little pre-wedding gift.
Out of curiosity, what did you have before you picked this up?
1970 Chevelle Super Sport,
With what in it?
383 stroker. It was an automatic though.
Well, yeah, if it was an automatic, that's not a step down, but I think horsepower-wise, you may have stepped down a little.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Well, with the body weight, the Chevelle was a lot heavier car, and this only weighs 2,600 pounds. I'm blessed, and I'm a very lucky woman. I've got a great husband, and I'm pretty spoiled. So.
And a great car.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That Nova is quite a wedding present, and we're glad to add the Gunk Tough and Trusted trophy to Stacy's stash. Don Workman has a piece, and when you look under the hood, you think, wow, that's a real 396, but that's not the 396 that came with this car.
No, sir, it didn't.
Well,
When I got the car, it didn't have a motor. It had a transmission, rear end, but I had to look for a motor. I was buying a 70 one day, and there was a motor over there, and it was a 396, and I asked him what it was, and he says, well, it's a 396, and I've been looking for 2 years for this motor, and it's in my car now. The guy that was dating my daughter had this sitting in his garage for about 8, 9 years. So we made a deal. He said, I'll take $800 for it. And I said, well, I'll give you $1,500. It's real roadworthy. and I love it. You know, I've got this and another 69 El Camino, and they probably get more miles than my GMC pickup.
Let's keep talking Chevelles. Take a look at a 67 SS owned by Henry Lidman that is Thunder Valley's winner of the OPGI Original Award. 67 Chevelles remain one of the most popular in the Menards show, but you have to look closely at this one to really understand the incredible effort put into this car.
This car has just been done about 30 days.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah, we finished it just about 30 days ago.
Tell me about the motor. It looks to be like an aluminum-headed crate motor, but I could be wrong on that.
It's a 454 board 60, 468 with Brodex heads on it. 10 3-to-1 compression with a 641 cam dynamics roller in it. And then it goes back to a 5-speed. It's a T600 5-speed with a Hayes clutch and a 12-bolt with 411s.
So it's not necessarily just a cruiser. It's built to stomp.
Yeah, it'll run, and it's well-wooded all the way around. It'll stop when it goes. And
I'm going to guess this is an all-metal car.
yeah, it's all except the hood. Everything's all metal but the hood.
Who actually performed the body work?
A gentleman by the name of Lyman Swin out of Woodward, Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
And he's a pretty good hand.
I couldn't agree more. Interior.
The interior is stock. Actually, the interior is what was in the car when we bought it.
Oh, good.
And the reason it hadn't been done custom is we run out of money.
Was OPG a major contributor to this thing? Did you buy a lot of their stuff?
Oh, how about doors, deck lid, window cranks, window controls, door panels? Yeah, a big contributor. Yeah, and we even bought the deal behind the deck lid. We had to be replaced. You know, they always rust out. Yeah, we did a lot of OPG work. And be real blunt, everything we bought fit. And we were, because usually when we first started building cars, you'd buy replacement parts, and they fit about like a saddle on a you-know-what. And this stuff fit. It fit good, and we were just ecstatic.
Well, it's clear to see that this Chevelle made good use of the original Parts Group catalog, and congratulations to Henry on winning the OPGI Original Award. When we come back to Thunder Valley in the Menards Chevy Show, we'll look at a 55 Bel Air with some remarkable louvers. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Menards Chevy Show. People from Oklahoma are nicknamed Sooners in reference to settlers from 1889 who moved in early and grabbed some prime real estate. The Duracell booth here at Thunder Valley Raceway Park has also staked out some top-notch territory to honor the winner of the Crank It with the Copper Top Award. Max Baker has one of the most amazing 55 Chevrolets we've ever seen. What do you like best about this car?
Well, I like it because it's a Bel Air two-door hardtop, and you can do a lot of modifications to it and still keep the original look, and it just looks so nice. This car has power brakes, power steering, factory air, electric antenna, electric doors, electric trunk, full air ride, four-wheel disc brakes, automatic overdrive, aluminum head Chevrolet, 390 horsepower, positive track rear end. I knew the grill that was going to go in it because I had that in a car in 1959.
No kidding,
Yeah.
because I was going to ask, is that a real Mercury grill?
No, it's a Corvette grill.
Oh, is it really? 59 Corvette?
56 Corvette.
Wow.
56, 57, and 50, 55, 6, and 7 had 13 teeth, and then the 58s had only 9. That fills up the whole front end real good.
What kind of condition was the car when you originally got it?
It was in pretty good. It was a running and driving car, but once we blasted it, it had some bad socks. So every piece of this car, if it had any glass, any rust, was all replaced. When we started this car, I knew exactly what I wanted. 99% of the chrome stayed on it. The trunk got smooth. The door handles got took off. The hood, if you'll look at the hood, is all peaked. It's got a peak run all the way down the center of it to give it that good look. The antenna got Frenched in. Just all kinds of little modifications.
The door handles, all electric now, I would
Yeah,
imagine?
they're all electric. It has electric trunk, electric door handles, electric windows. You know, you just hit the button of air ride down on the ground, hit number 2, and it comes right back up to where it was. Ride, it's all programmed in. It's got levelers on it. If you're heavier than I am, you just levels it up. It's just like a new car. Turn that air on and go.
Congratulations to Max Baker and his beautiful Bel Air. It's truly deserving of the Duracell Crank It with the Copper Top Award here at Thunder Valley. Let's keep the love of the 55 going with our next car, a beautiful Bel Air that has been declared the winner of the Moonshine Sweet Tea Sweet Ride Award. Gary Cole has put together an amazing piece of equipment. Everybody probably brings up the louvered hood right off the bat. Who did the hammering?
A guy in Oklahoma City by the name of Dan Mikey. I told him what I wanted and how I wanted it laid out, and he did it perfect. For what I thought was perfect.
The fuel injection system is really cool.
It's a Moon Eyes.
Really?
California Moon Eyes for Weber carburetors. The guy that built that he's an old dirt track racer, and I used to do that, and somebody told me to call him, and I did, and I love that system.
Now, I don't see anything other than maybe shaving on the hood and a few other little things that change this two-door post from stock.
I wanted to keep it fairly stock, but I did. If you look at the extensions on the fender, those are welded smooth. Wow. I did, of course, nose deck, the doors. Took a lot of excess trim off, and I still wanted to keep most of the trim. The seats are 2006 GTO, well GM. Right. We took the headrests, the only thing we took off. 2-wire connection, just like they're again a late model Chevrolet or anything, General Motors car. And it fits a 55, 6, or 7 perfect. The rear seat is original, and the upholstery shop modified it to make it look like the bucket design. So
that's incredible. I had no idea that was the original pack.
Original seat from the factory. This car only had 3,700 miles on it when I bought it. It was a drag car. Body shop bought it brand new, made a drag car out of it, tow barred it, and drag raced all over Texas. I got it. It had 3,700 miles. It idles good, gets about 18 to 20 miles a gallon depending on my foot. And it's great. It's very, very, very streetable.
That's the kind of car we like to see, and congratulations to Gary Cole, whose 55 Bel Air is certainly deserving of the Moonshine Sweet Tea Sweet Ride Award here at Thunder Valley. Stay with us. We'll have more from Thunder Valley after this.
Menards Chevy Show is being brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. And by Gen Y Hitch, towing made easy.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Thunder Valley Raceway Park here in Noble, Oklahoma for the Menards Chevy Show. What are you looking at, you might ask? Well, it's run by a famous supercharged nitro funny car driver. That's right, Jim Roberts, who used to campaign the Okie Chevy Vega back in the early 1970s. Meanwhile, here's another homegrown drag machine. Not all of the winners of the LMC Truck Life Award are strictly street machines. Mitch Reinschmidt is planning on giving his 67 half-ton some exercise. The LMC Truck Life Award is one that goes a long way, especially in truck country. This is a pretty neat ride, but I got a feeling that you do more racing with this thing than anything.
We're fixing to find out here in a few minutes.
Oh, you're going to race it here today?
Yeah, here in just a few minutes. We're going to try to see how it'll do.
Do you race it regularly?
No, it's the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never run it before?
Never run it before. It's actually a 400 with a reverse pattern transmission.
What's the motor?
It's a 434 dart block. It makes around 700 horse. So it should do it today, I hope.
I'm not going to venture an elapsed time. How about you?
I'm hoping at least in the 7th and 8th mile. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but that's what I'm hoping for.
I would be stunned if it wasn't in the 7th and the 8th mile. I think you might be way high on that as well. Where'd the truck come from?
It was a salvage truck out in Texas we found sitting out of pasture, and we picked it up for basically scrap and brought it home. Decided I always wanted one, and so we started putting it together, and we found the LMC parts magazine. You can get everything you can imagine for it that you couldn't find. So we just started building it from that, and we used new stuff instead of old rusty stuff out of salvage yards that way. And
Electrical was done the same way too. They had a complete turnkey harness. You just plugged it in and you went, and I mean it was easy.
Fantastic. C10 or C20?
It's a C10.
I know it's a short bed,
Yeah.
and that should be interesting from a drag racing perspective because when the wheelbases in a truck get short, it doesn't affect the handling or the hookup of the car because it's such a wide stance.
Yeah, and the weight is here where
Right.
the lighter cars, I weigh like 4,500 pounds, and you know, so these cars out here are weighing in the twos, a little
Sure.
over. So I hook when they don't.
Congratulations to Mitch Reinschmidt on giving his half-ton pickup some go and show time. He's certainly earned. As stated, it was about 25 years ago that this track sprang up from a cornfield in Oklahoma and indeed has become the premier drag racing site in the southwestern part of the United States, especially in the state of Oklahoma, because there's nothing else around here. Nick Duty knows that better because he is the guy that keeps this place operating. But I gotta say, you guys have a huge schedule at this place.
We run a lot of events a year, about 125 events coming up in 2017, every Friday, Saturday, most Sundays. Mix in some Thursdays. We're open almost all the time. A lot of different generations. It's really cool to see the folks that were, you know, grandparents when this place opened in the 90s and how that's transitioned for their kids, and now they've got grandkids and even great-grandkids running around here. From now we run everything from our 5-year-olds and junior dragsters up to we have a 85-year-old gentleman that runs our bracket series on a regular basis. So we've got a little bit of everything, an 80-year age gap at some of our events. It's pretty impressive.
Remember, there are a dozen Menards Chevy shows on the 2017 calendar, and you can be sure there will be plenty of bow tie beauties on hand at every stop. That's all the time we have for today's show from Oklahoma. Next week, we'll head west and climb the Rockies to visit Bandimere Speedway outside Denver. See you next time.